Welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review. Highlights, features, and analysis with head coach Connell Maynor. Brought to you by Datacom Solutions, Fellowship of Faith, and Huntsville Hospital. Bulldog fans, welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review.
Good evening and welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm Ted Dixie, your host. Bulldogs come up a little short against the University of North Alabama, losing 25-20. Coach Maynor, your first loss here on the Hill. It's not new in college football. No one wins them all. What were your impressions on the ball game?
I was pleased. I was pleased with the way the guys kept fighting. We got down early. UNA came out ready to play, and it looked like they was going to score every time they hit the ball. But we made some adjustments. The guys kept fighting, and we got some scores and got right back in the game. And the guys never gave up. And it was a ball game. It was evenly matched. I think 20 first downs to 19 first downs. We had 337 yards. They had 316 yards. So it was a very evenly game. They just made a couple more plays than we did.
Some would say nip and tuck, coach, on that kind of ball game. But coming out of the ball game, what did you find out about your team?
Intestinal fortitude. They're not going to quit. They're going to keep fighting. They got the heart of champions. We just got to keep working. It's still early. It's just game 2, and we just got to be a little bit more consistent, fight a little bit harder.
People want to know about injuries, coach. How did you come out of the ball
game? Pretty good. I think Quarles got a little quad or some kind of strain up in here, but it's nothing serious. I think it's probably maybe day-to-day pain tolerance. So I think we'll be fine injury-wise.
One thing that we'll point out later on the broadcast, the second half, coach, you held UNA without a point in the third period. They held you without a point in the fourth period, but there's certain things that happened around those activities.
Yes, like I said, we made some adjustments. I thought the defense played great. The second half, only giving up 10 points. And we needed one more score. And like I said, at the end of the day, they made one more play than we did. We need to make one more play, and we didn't get it done.
And we will see those plays when we come back on the Alabama A&M Football Review.
Hello, I'm Pastor Troy. The game of football is a lot like the game of life. You have to tackle your problems and block your fears. I just want you to know there is victory in Jesus. I want to invite you to worship with us at one of our anointed services at our Huntsville campus or our Madison campus. At the Fellowship of Faith, Jesus is exalted and the word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs!
Darryl brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
90.9 WJAB FM Huntsville.
100,000 watts, 24 hours a day.
Smooth jazz and cool vocals.
I'm just a prisoner of love.
I get misty just holding your hand.
90.9 WJAB.
From the campus of Alabama A&M University.
Parker is 29 and learning to communicate again. The students teaching him earn a degree with 100% job placement. But the real reward is changing a life. At Alabama A&M, it's a university where agencies actually go to recruit compassionate students who help themselves by helping others. Service is sovereignty at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Thank you for watching and welcome back to the Alabama A&M Football Review with Connell Maynor. I'm your host, Ted Dixie. Bulldogs coming out in the first half. Coach, there's a lot of people in stands, lots of activity around campus, both bands showing up. You must have felt the energy in the locker room before you came out.
I did. It was another nice crowd, and it was home game and second straight home game, and so we was excited. And it was a nice crowd, and the band was playing, and we were just ready to take the field and get it on.
In your career, Coach, sleeping in your own bed before a contest does what for a team?
Well, I just think, you know, your familiarity of what you're doing, and even though we go to the hotel, you know, because of all the family coming in and all the hoopla around, you want to get the guys away from all that distraction, keep them focused on the game. But it's always better to be at home than on the road.
In a game-focused coach, the Bulldogs have had 5 consecutive losing seasons. Most of your work has to be about teaching student-athletes how to win.
Yes, it is, you know, and that's one of the things you got to do. And part of that is just being consistent, you know. Surges of greatness that get you beat. You know, you have to be consistent. And so that's what we got to teach our guys. And we need all 11 every play. You never know when the big play going to come your way. So we need everybody on the same page and everybody going hard for 11.
The intensity as far as the relationships between a lot of people. Some of our friends graduated from Alabama A&M, they've sent their children to UNA, or vice versa. The family rivalry that exists in this ball game might have trickled down to your team. A couple of your student athletes played with some of their student athletes over the years.
Yeah, I'm probably so. Normally in a rivalry game, only you know, 70, 80 miles away, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get some family. Guys played against each other in high school, but we always tell them it ain't personal, it's business. And so for 3 hours, not your friend, not your family. Then after that, you can get back to doing whatever you want to do.
And now we'll move to those first half highlights. We saw your team come out of the locker room in the George H. Hobson Fieldhouse, and this is your opening possession of the ball game.
Yeah, right there, we should have checked that. That was a defense that we shouldn't have ran the ball into, but we didn't get it done. And here's a screen pass right here on 3rd down. It's a good play by Corals, making a couple of guys miss, and had one more guy, and the last guy got him. So it was a great play.
Speed, coach, is an important tool on a football team. Most people say luck follows speed, but it does a lot for you. We'll see more plays where your speed was effective in your play calling.
Yeah, and both sides of the ball, offense and defense. So we got some speed out there on the football field, and speed kills.
The Bulldogs are forced to punt here, and we'll start UNA underneath their 25-yard line.
Yeah, but we had them pent back, and they put a little drive together, and I think they're going to take it down. They look pretty good early, but like I said, we had a chance to make a play right there. Yurick did, and quarterback got loose and completed the ball. So
their offensive coordinator is part of, we could say, of the Gus Malzahn coaching tree. Lots of motion, lots of deception in their offense, and your defense handled that very well.
Very well. I think they had over 500 yards total offense last week, and they just had 316 this week. So that says a lot about our defense and how our guys are flying around. They're paying attention to detail. They're doing little things. They're tackling well. So if we continue to do that, we're just going to continue to get better and better.
It seems at some point, sometimes that movement can overwhelm a student athlete or the offense that they're running. UNA had several drives, I'll say a couple at least, where they couldn't get going, mainly because of penalties against them.
Yeah, they had 12 penalties. So, you know, penalties kill drives, and, you know, they kind of shot themselves in the foot a couple times with some penalties.
Here we see Akil Glass, one of the formations that we ran. UNA, we noticed, wants to walk up late, and he makes an excellent check down here to Walters.
Yeah, the back tried to, the linebacker, they had the back blitz, and Akil saw it and just swung it out to the back. And it was a great play by him and Walters there.
And of course, we had a little confusion there. The official that you see on the screen ruled it a turnover, but they said he was down by contact.
Yeah, he was down. I don't know what the official looking at. They got it right though. That's why we do it.
Great play call, Coach. Great design on that play.
Yeah, a little power pass there. You know, it's early, 1st down, and they think you're gonna run the ball, and you go play action and hit the fullback in the flats.
Jerron Jones gets his first touchdown as a Bulldog student athlete. Congratulations to them as we watch the replay again.
Yep, and we had the tight end open also, so we had a couple guys open right there. The quarterback had some pressure on him and just dump it off to the fullback.
Dwayne Taylor, your offensive coordinator, does an excellent job, Coach, of putting in a game plan that takes advantage of your student athletes' talents.
Yeah, that's what we try to do. You know, we try to keep it simple and play to our strengths and defense weaknesses. So we're not gonna try to ask our kids to do stuff they can't do. We want to keep them in good positions to make plays.
Here's Octavius Miles making the run after the catch, and here's another beautiful slant, a little high ball, but great catch here.
Yep, Jenkins, that was Brian Jenkins on a little screen play, and then Clash on the slant. And we came back up the middle was Walters, who had a good day rushing the ball, 10 carries, 60-something yards. He averaged over 6 yards a carry, and Bentley averaged 6 yards a carry. So we did a great job in the run game, but we just had a couple plays that we had some minuses on, so we got to clean that up.
Now Bulldogs on another drive. The game starts out, Coach, and we think, and here's a play we talked about while we were reviewing the tape earlier, Coach, before the show. Several calls in the end zone didn't go our way.
Yeah, you know, you got to keep playing. You know, we got an offensive pass and defense, but we got a touchdown right there. So that was a good play by Akil. That was an RPO, and he pulled it out and threw it to Bailey for the touchdown.
Good replay, Coach. It even looked like he had another option underneath Bailey.
He did. Jenkins was right there up underneath him, so he could have actually threw that to the back of the end zone, or he could have threw it back shoulder. So
excellent job for the Bulldogs, who were just down a point at the end of the half. The game started out, UNA looked like they were not going to be stopped, Coach, and then we end up getting into a shootout, but all that, the brakes got put onto that as well.
Yeah, it looked like after the first quarter it was going to be 49-45, but both teams made adjustments. Both teams settled down a little bit, and both defenses settled down a little bit and started getting some stops, and it then turned into a shootout.
We think about strategy in a ball game, Coach, that UNA won the toss, but they deferred to the second half, trying to catch that 2-for-1 scoring at the end of the half and then come back in the beginning of the second half and score again. But the Bulldogs hold, and now here's a great pass opportunity.
Yeah, we had Octavius behind the defense there for a touchdown to go ahead, and you know, it happens sometime. He let the ball get to his face mask and head off his face mask. And
how is he supposed to catch that ball, Coach?
He got to get his hands up. He got to get his hands up. He let the ball come down to him, and when you do that, there's a good chance it's going to hit off your shoulder pads or your face. So
Bulldog defense almost gets a safety here.
Consistency, like I say, consistency. Surge of greatness to get you beat.
Here's another one of those student athletes from the Huntsville area playing at UNA, Terrence Humphrey, whose father played there as well, and his family has a long history of playing sports here in North Alabama. Bulldogs get a turnover here, Coach.
Yeah, it's a big play right here. The batted ball, we got the turnover. He ran it back all the way to the 5, but I think we got the pass interference call. They missed that.
And here's a pass over the middle again, Coach. A Bulldog offense clicking on all cylinders. Akil Glass, 24 of 40, 1 interception, 2 touchdowns, 3 sacks, 60% completion percentage. And as you mentioned, Walters with 10 carries, 64 yards, Bentley 10 carries, 62 yards. The end of the half, Bulldogs trailing by 1, 18-17. What are your thoughts going into halftime?
Oh, we're feeling good. We wish we could have got 7 there. We had to settle for the 3 because of a penalty. But we're right where we want to be. We're 1 point down, going into halftime. We're at home. And so we made adjustment off defensively and kind of shut them down there the second quarter. And then, you know, we was right in the game. So right where we wanted to be, just got to come out and keep playing and keep fighting the second half.
Were you thinking about being 1 point down? UNA gets a 2-point conversion on their first touchdown, and we're chasing a point, Coach. You have any thoughts about that?
Well, you know, they kind of went with the old water bucket, and we knew they did it, but they changed it up a little bit for this game. And I think our guys wasn't, you know, they kind of upset after the touchdown. Instead of staying focused, understanding that they do that after the score, so now you got to get prepared for it. And we weren't prepared, and they ran it in and got an 8-point lead on us. But chasing points, you know, after we scored, we didn't go for 2. It's way too early to chase points, especially like it almost like it might have been a shootout. So I waited after we scored. After we would have scored to go up 26-25, we was going to go for 2 to make it a 3-point game, but we didn't ever get that score.
And of course, the Bulldogs going into the locker room. Tremendous crowd at Louis Cruz Stadium. One of the best things that we saw during the ball game was the new scoreboard and the video production. So let's make sure we give a shout to those folks who gave us great images during the ball game. When we come back, we'll talk about the second half highlights here in the Alabama A&M Football Review with Connell Maynor.
Hello, I'm Pastor Troy. The game of football is a lot like the game of life. You have to tackle your problems and block your fears. I just want you to know there is victory in Jesus. I want to invite you to worship with us at one of our anointed services at our Huntsville campus or our Madison campus. At the Fellowship of Faith, Jesus is exalted and the word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs.
Engineering and science usually look like this, but our students build race cars from the ground up, explore wind tunnels, particle accelerators, and crystal growth. Our studies in cybersecurity and rocket propulsion have tech companies like Google and SpaceX recruiting at Alabama A&M University with one of the highest percentages of women STEM graduates in the country. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
90.9 WJAB FM Huntsville.
100,000 watts, 24 hours a day.
Smooth jazz and cool vocals.
And the home of mellow madness till midnight.
You bring me joy.
90.9 WJAB.
From the campus of Alabama A&M University.
Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station, Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs, or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Thank you for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with Connell Maynor. I'm Ted Dixie, your host. Bulldogs down by 1 at the half. Coach, almost starting the ball game all over again when you had that kind of score at the half.
Yeah, it was pretty evenly matched, and both teams fought very hard the first half. They had a 1-point lead, so we knew it was going to be a game, four-quarter battle. We had 30 more minutes. You got to go out and play for 30 more minutes.
And then what are you thinking about coming back in the half? You're making adjustments during the half. Coach, what was your primary concern?
We kind of settled it down after the first quarter. You know, they got off to a good start, and we made some adjustments, and so we was fine with where we were at halftime. We just need to continue doing that, and we thought we would be fine.
Did you see anything that stood out to you, Coach, that might make you say, let's take advantage of that coming in the second half?
No, offensively, we kind of had what we wanted. You know, we did a lot of good stuff the first half, and we had some other plays there. Like I said, a couple times we ran the ball when we shut into defenses that we knew we ran the ball, and we did. And so those couple plays didn't work, and then just, you know, a drop pass here or something like that. So just a little bit more consistent.
Now we see the opening drive here by UNA in the second half. The Bulldog defense still active, as you mentioned. Let's talk about them for a minute. Our leading tackler last night was Romel Fields, 9 tackles. Dylan Hamilton was second with 8. Elijah Tamarki with 6. A lot of those are in the secondary, Coach. Sometimes you want to see more from your defensive line.
Yeah, you don't want your leading tacklers to be your safeties, and both of them was our safeties last night, was the leading tacklers. And then Tamarki was right in there. I think he was 4th leading tackler. He's a linebacker. So
here's a sack right here by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was a great sack. He just ran right through the running back and plowed him back and right into the quarterback.
And then here we shoot Walters like a cannon out of the backfield, Coach, for a good game.
Yeah, Walters had a great game, averaging over 6 yards a carry, and he ran hard and tough and was punishing people. And that was a little pass to the tight end there. And here's a little sprint draw right here. Bentley's Ben Bentley, man, he's trucking people. He's tough. He brings toughness and leadership to the team, and that's what he does.
What's the challenge of having multiple talented running backs, Coach?
It's not a challenge. You got 2 or 3. That's great for you. Bad for them. You know, like Corals got hurt a little bit. Right here, Clash got a foot in. He said he's out of bounds, but he caught the ball, had 1 foot in bounds, and the referee said he was out of bounds. I don't know why, but.
Why didn't we use replay on that play, Coach?
We didn't have it.
Is that only for conference games this season? Yes. Maybe next year we'll have it for all of our home games?
Right.
And here the Bulldogs trying to get in from the 3-yard line, end up settling for a field goal.
Yeah, they did a good job of stopping us there, and we didn't do such a good job of pounding in and finishing them off and understanding the urgency right there of having a touchdown.
But you finally get the lead. People start to exhale. We could hear that up in the booth. And now you feel like, hey, we're in control of the ball game. Let's see what happens here, especially after this kick coverage.
Yeah, it was 3 minutes left in the third quarter. I just felt we needed to take the lead, and we did. And the defense came out. We kicked off, and kickoff teams have been playing excellent all year long.
And of course, UNA trying to get the lead back, but the Bulldog defense rises up here. Good tackle right there for loss.
Yeah, they stayed in. They played tough all night, especially the second half. Here's another sack and caused a fumble. We weren't able to jump on it, but. It was a great play. Now we're in the fourth quarter.
2 sacks for the Bulldogs, 1 incomplete, and we'll notice that in the fourth quarter, everyone raises their 4 fingers. What's that to symbolize, Coach?
It means fourth quarter is, we worked too hard, we paid the price, let's finish it off.
And now UNA has gotten the lead on the Bulldogs, 25-20, and we're trying to get the football back. With the scoring changes years ago in college football, you can almost freeze a ball with 8 minutes left to go in the ball game.
Yeah, it's not quite that way anymore, but as we had a chance to get that ball on a bad snap there. But defense bowled it back and got out the field, almost interception right here again. So they had to punt, and now we got the ball driving it, Jordan Bentley.
And here we think the Bulldogs are working and trying to get back down the field, but we end up having to punt, and then we want to get the ball back from UNA.
Right, and so we need the defense to go out and get another stop, and as you can see, they're doing a great job, and going to get another stop and get us the ball back with another opportunity to score.
The intensity down the stretch in this ball game, Coach, was palatable. Here's Walters again. It seemed, Coach, when you had a 3rd and long, you ran the football instead of throwing the football.
Well, you got to try to keep them off balance. You're not going to. You need to throw in some running situations and running some throwing situations. So
great play here, Coach.
Yeah, a little dump pass here to Bentley. We spread them out and got the quarterback a run pass option right there.
And here again, I guess number 1 got tired of tackling Bentley. He just throws him to the ground, but throws him for a 5-yard gain.
The workhorse, he'll punish you, man.
Cox was one of their fine runners on the day, Coach, but the Bulldogs were able, after the first drive for UNA, to hold him in check.
Yeah, we did. We did a great job of stopping them from running the ball. They really didn't do a lot. Like I said, they only had 316 yards. And they threw the ball right here, gave us an opportunity. And here's a little pass to Jenkins on a little wheel route.
There's about less than a minute left to go in the ball game. When UNA's coach, makes that play call, what did you think?
Oh, I was happy. I wanted him to throw the ball. It gave us an opportunity to get it back and get a chance to score. If he run the ball there, we probably won't have a chance to score. He'd probably get the ball back with 10 seconds or something.
One thing we saw, Coach, at the end of the ball game on our beautiful video screen was the after-game or the post-game handshake between you and Coach Willis. What did you guys talk about?
We just talked about competing. I told him great game, and he told me great game. I told him his guys fought hard, and I wish him good luck on the rest of the season.
It looked like a little longer conversation than that. Usually it was more than just dapping up and walking out.
I met him and I played in his place for the national championship in 2012.
Great.
Talked to his AD after the game, too. He came up to me, talked to me, and just told me he had a lot of respect for me and my program, what we're doing. And he sees us having a bright future here. So,
from your perspective, do we need to keep this as an annual game on the schedule?
I think so. But both schedules has to fit both schedules. We have to look at our schedule in the first 3 non-conference games. They have to look at theirs. And I think probably it might not be able to do it in the next two or 3 years.
We do play them again next year.
Yeah, but after that, we probably can, look down the road and make sure that it's annual.
Traveling in that circumstance, Coach, must be a lot easier. It's a lot shorter distance to go. What does that do for you as far as preparation for the game?
Well, the preparation to be the same. Travel on Friday just to be a lot shorter trip. Instead of maybe getting on a plane or maybe driving 5 hours, it's just a little hour drive down the road. And so it's almost like a home game because we stay in the hotel on Friday nights, and so we drive 15, 20 minutes to the hotel, and then we just drive an hour to the hotel.
And we will talk more about the Bulldogs' next set of travel plans, which will be to Cincinnati, Ohio, when we come back on the Alabama A&M Football Review.
Hello, I'm Pastor Troy. The game of football is a lot like the game of life. You have to tackle your problems and block your fears. I just want you to know there is victory in Jesus. I want to invite you to worship with us at one of our anointed services at our Huntsville campus or our Madison campus. At the Fellowship of Faith, Jesus is exalted and the word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs!
Darryl brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
90.9 WJAB FM Huntsville.
100,000 watts, 24 hours a day.
Smooth jazz and cool vocals.
And the home of mellow madness till midnight. 90.9 WJAB.
From the campus of Alabama A&M University.
Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station, Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs, or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Thank you so much for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with Connell Maynor. I'm Ted Dixie. Coach Maynor, the Bulldogs getting ready to travel to Cincinnati, Ohio to play the University of Cincinnati. Yes, we opened their new stadium 2 years ago. Bulldogs now making the return trip. Kickoff is scheduled for 6 o'clock p.m., which means the pregame show may be heard on 90.9 FM WJAB starting at 5:30. What are your thoughts, Coach?
Oh, Cincinnati, man, I mean, Power 5 conference team, you know. We're going to go up, fight, and say respect, dog, fear none. We're going to go up, play as hard as we can, and see what happens. You know, we know they got 85 scholarships now, 63, but, you know, we're going to go up, compete, you know, try to keep it as close as we can, as long as we can, and try to get out there with no injuries.
Doing a little quick math, that's 22 additional players, almost 2 units, if you will. What's the real challenge of playing games like this, Coach?
Staying healthy. You know, we got to try to get out there and stay healthy because we're going to start our conference run after this. And if we could just be competitive and stay healthy, not get any major injuries coming out of this game, that'd be a blessing. Some
of these games, Coach, the second half turns into a running clock situation where they don't stop the clock except for timeouts. How do you feel about that?
I think that's good if the situation calls for it. For the safety, get on out of there, you play the game, and you know, they want to get out there without any injuries also, and so do we. So if it turns into one of those situations, I don't have a problem with that.
First time on the road for you, Coach, here on the Hill. What do you think about in your road preparation?
Well, you know, we travel on Friday, so we'll practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday here like we normally do. We'll probably practice here Friday morning, walk through Friday morning here before we leave, get on the plane, fly down, and rest up and get ready to play Saturday night.
And we will see you Saturday evening, 6 o'clock p.m., right on 90.9 FM WJAB. Catch the pregame show starting at 5:30. Also, you may join us at Applebee's on North Memorial Parkway for Bulldog Talk on Monday nights with head coach Connell Maynor, 6 o'clock p.m. If you're not there, you may listen on WJAB. For Coach Maynor, I'm Ted Dixie. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week when hopefully we're talking about another Bulldog victory right here on the Alabama A&M Football Review.